Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoilercast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, we are back, and it's Sunday, April 5th, Easter. For all those of you out there who don't know, Easter is about Jesus Christ. And if you want to know more about him, then hit me up on IG22 Comics. In the meantime, Jeremy, Richard, I hope y'all had a great Easter.
Yes.
He is risen.
We had 2 Daredevil episodes this week. So we need to talk about those, do a little review of that. And I feel like I understand and know why now they decided to double up this week when it comes to the episodes. First one, though, is episode 2, Shoot the Moon. And I feel like we're getting a lot of like where everybody's kind of at with this episode. A little bit behind the scenes stuff as well. But Jeremy, what's your whelming of Shoot the Moon?
I am whelmed with this episode. I kind of in the same token as you, as far as it just seems like it was just there to kind of to set up the next episode of like just getting everybody in their positions and things like that. You did learn that at least that, well, spoilers, that Cherry's okay, that he's he's still okay. So I mean, at least got that answer from the cliffhanger from the last episode.
On more than one level on top of that.
yeah, very true. So, but yeah, it was just a kind of like you said, it was just an episode to move the story along a little bit.
Yeah. Richard?
I wrote I was whelmed to pleasantly whelmed. And while I do agree, like this was a slow episode and there wasn't a whole lot going on, I don't know. I just like the show. I just like everybody in the show, and I just like Daredevil. And I don't know. I enjoy like I find it hard watching Daredevil because I don't end up taking notes because I just get like sucked in and I just start watching the show, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta be like in reviewer mode here. I gotta like do things.
Yeah. I feel you there. I feel you on a lot of that, actually. I'm gonna go with underwhelmed, honestly. Like the first episode, we got some action and stuff like that. There was like no real action until the very end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that like we had a really good setup for the second. So I am glad that I decided to double up on this week. And I feel like that was a really good move. I felt like they understood the story, and they understood, I feel like, more of what the audience is looking for. And by doubling it up, you know, you at least already had that ready if you wanted to go ahead and watch it, kind of thing. So I do appreciate that, and at least them kind of acknowledging that and not sacrificing story for like, well, we got to feed these assholes like any kind of action. So just put something in there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but we got there was a lot of characters I feel like we got reintroduced into, or at least let them know like where they're at right now. Like, I want to go ahead and start with this one character that I said last season. I was like, "There's no body."
Oh God,
I always do.
I even wrote, well, shit, there's no living with Michael now.
There's no what?
There's no living with you now. Like, in other words, you're just going to constantly throw that back at our face whenever we're like, no, that person's dead. And you're like, we didn't see a body. We didn't see a body with Cole North.
Oh, that's funny. I won't go as far as that. I'll go, but I will say there's no body. Like I'm sticking with that. That's a trope at this point. If there's no body, there's no death.
I'm sorry, but that motherfucker should have been dead. Like the fact that he's like A-okay and he's got like a slight burn on his face. I'm like, nah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so disappointed in his character wanting to come back to that. Like, I somewhat get it because he can blame Daredevil for having it. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, like, what? can't you see they fucking left you there?
Mhm. Well, I think it's mostly I don't know. I don't know if they'll like make him. I don't think he's redeemable in my eyes. He's not. But I think it's so the new White Tiger can like get her revenge because he's the
Yeah.
one who killed
Okay.
her father.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. And speaking of the new White Tiger, we got to catch White Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
We got to catch up with Angela Del Toro and her aunt because she's
Yeah.
an Ayala, right?
Yes, I think so. Well,
Yeah,
that's right. She
Tia's
says
aunt.
my Tio, which isn't that
Tia.
uncle? I don't know.
Tia. She said Tia.
Tia. I thought she said Tio when she was talking about
No.
the dead guy, the dead White Tiger.
For Hector Heat, she might
Oh
have.
yes, yes. Tio is or. I know Tia is.
Welcome to
is
White
aunt,
Guys
but-
Trying to Figure Out Spanish.
Yeah. But yeah, it's her uncle, but yeah, I know. Yeah, good
That's
question.
funny.
But yeah, we got to catch up on them, and there was an altercation that went down that included, the anti-vigilante squad coming in there trying to take everything out, and they accused her of assaulting a police officer and yanked her out of the convenience store, so she got to go where everybody else is being locked down at. Which I'm sorry, they're straight up caging them like animals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's terrible.
we saw that last season.
Yeah,
With them
yeah,
doing that.
with Frank especially.
Mm-hmm. Was that in that episode, or was that the next episode when they do all that? I don't know. I can't remember now because I watched them all.
The
back
next
to back.
episode is when they free everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, just the convenience store like showdown with the guy trying to steal alcohol. They didn't even arrest the guy who attempted to steal the alcohol.
Yep.
Well, no, he was smart. He got out of there once he knew he had a beeline. He took it. I can't blame him.
I just anyway. The start, my wife made a funny joke, and I just wanted to mention it. At the start, we see Fisk is training for a boxing match that I guess is going to show up at some point in the season, and his trainer is like heckling him because Fisk is wanting, like Buck comes in and is wanting to tell him something important, so Fisk stops, and the trainer's like, "Hey, I thought you were tough or whatever," and then eventually pisses Fisk off. And then he just like super punches him into the glass. I assume killing him. And my wife was like, that's a weird way to commit suicide. There's like death. There's death by cop. This was death by Fisk.
Yeah. That was a weird one to me because I was like, okay, is that just, did Fisk tell him to like poke him like that or to try and get him to train harder? Or is he just that dumb? Like I don't. And then I mean, but either way, you're still chancing it because he's obviously a loose cannon. So
more than likely, it was that's his style, and he figured Fisk hired him for his style, and so he just did what he normally did.
Yeah, I'm assuming
that's the way I took it, anyways.
I'm assuming he assumed it, which you know what they say about assuming. In this case, it gets you killed.
Right. I can't remember which episode it was, and that's my fault, and I apologize, but I want to talk about it regardless. There was a stint, I think it was this episode, where Buck is talking to Fisk, and he's like, why don't you tell people who Murdoch is? Why don't you tell people that Murdoch is Daredevil? Which brings us back to a question that Jeremy was asking last week of like who all knows. And we talked about like why we thought that Kingpin wasn't saying anything. And I felt like that conversation kind of confirmed it, a lot of it. Even some of the unspoken stuff of like, Fisk getting beat by a blind guy. Right. But all that led into this idea that Fisk has of like, find Murdoch, he saved my life kind of thing. And now it's kind of made it hard for Murdoch to go out and about, even though I don't think he was going out and about anyways. Because like, wouldn't somebody have been like, oh yeah, you're Matt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely laying low, like he's incognito. But I think he's saying that like we've made Murdoch the golden boy, and like if we unveil that he's Daredevil, then like it'll be, well, if Matt Murdock is a good guy and he's the hero of the city, then wouldn't Daredevil be the hero of the city? I think he wants to like kill Matt and then just say like Daredevil did it or something.
Mm. Yeah, I've gotten the vibes of like a serious chess style game being played here with the story.
Mhm.
And I actually like that aspect of it, of the back and forth of them trying to do one thing to try and push Kingpin a certain way.
Mhm.
When Kingpin pushes back and tries to get them to like, he tries to flank them.
Yeah, same.
There was mention of the Punisher as well, confirming that he is out. I know y'all were like, "Oh yeah, he's absolutely out," and I was like, I didn't get that from the end credit deal. So, but it confirms that he's out and about doing whatever Frank wants to do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
I legitimately was hoping he was going to show up in. I thought he was going to be driving a certain vehicle in the next episode, and I was kind of disappointed that it was not him driving it.
Right? That's funny.
Like the vehicle that's in the trailer kind of thing.
No. We'll talk about it when we get to the second episode.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We also got to catch up with Bullseye in this episode, doing more play with the lighting whenever he does show up. I kind of like that. And I'm kind of looking for like other characters to have their lighting. I think they are doing somewhat of a red with Daredevil, at least from the first episode. They did some of that. And I feel like they're trying to do some white here and there with like Vanessa and Kingpin, but it also doesn't seem to be as harsh. It seems to be a lot dimmer.
That was I'll just talk about that. That was one of the things I liked in this episode. Near the end, I like the juxtaposition. Again, they do like almost like a heaven and hell imagery with Matt and Karen and Kingpin and Vanessa when they're like in bed and they're having like pillow talk. They're clearly using white light on Vanessa and Kingpin, and they're in the like mayor's mansion. So it's like super nice and luxurious. And then it's cut to Matt and he's lit with red light, and him and Karen are living like in like, I don't know, a hole in the wall at Josie's, like the slums. They're on like a dirty mattress. There's roaches everywhere. Like it's just really gross. But yeah, I thought that was cool.
With Bullseye, though, I like the synopsis that I was reading, which I didn't get this whenever I was watching it, was that, you know, he took out those guards in the elevator to kind of help Cherry and his associates be able to get him out of the hospital without having issues because they were coming back for him. And so I'm like, this seems like a really good setup for Bullseye to become like a Thunderbolt.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll see it. It would be cool. I think they should do it just because, again, I think we really need some more like interplay between TV show and movies. But I think it's mostly, I'm taking it as it's just like Bullseye's petty. He's a petty bitch. So I'm seeing this as Bullseye's just like, I'm just gonna kill your men, Kingpin, because I know it pisses you off.
Yeah. But like, there's also that scene where he like kind of does like a Murdoch, and he goes to the church and he's looking for some kind of like penance or something like that.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
He's like, I don't care what it is, just, you know, whatever.
I thought he was gonna kill the bishop. What it's Catholic, I don't know, but the father, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't know
because it like he had his knife and it did the whole blue light change, and I'm like, oh god, is he gonna murder this guy?
I kind of thought the same thing. But yeah, as far as Shoot the Moon, there like I didn't feel like there's a whole lot to talk about really.
I had, well, like, one, Daniel Blake's a dumbass. Like,
Oh,
he had that footage on his laptop. Like, literally, as soon as you open it, it's like playing. And I'm like, bro, that's how you die. Like, and then two, the big reveal that I guess everyone saw coming except for me was that BB is in fact the fake kingpin, or I think they're
Yeah.
calling it the city without fear. That's like
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
like that's what's on the card.
Well, and I think she's going by like Mayor Kingpin instead of
Mhm.
Mayor Fisk. I kind of like all the Fisk use stickers that are around the city as well. Like there's so
Yes.
much like propaganda about how well everything's going, but then at the same time, like the city is covered with Fisk U,
Mhm.
and it's got like a middle finger and stuff going up.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know.
I am so disappointed that there wasn't a stop and Fisk one. Just because the play on words is so easy. Like,
That's funny.
again, I wrote terrible. I wrote Heather Glenn is a terrible person.
Oh yeah.
Just full stop. I everyone's calling this. I think she's gonna be Muse too somehow.
Yeah. It definitely seems to be pointing that way.
I don't know that I like that.
It is kind of weird.
Like, do we need another Muse? Is that like I know there's that eventual Heather versus Daredevil, her finding out because she still doesn't know that Matt is Daredevil kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also, I guess, her like learning how to fight or something because Muse wasn't just a slouch.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
we saw him in those first couple episodes, like he took on Daredevil as well. So, are we going to see Heather train just like we're seeing Karen? That's which is stupid. I'm so aggravated with that. But
I don't understand why. It's fine.
Because I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like. I feel like all that was done just for her to like sucker punch the guy, so that like it's legitimate. It's like, oh, she should have could have taken down this guy and tied him up and everything because she's been training with the Daredevil.
Well, I mean,
And it's
yeah.
like,
If you trained with Daredevil, you'd be able to take down one of those AVTF guys.
well, yes, but I'm just saying, it's just aggravating.
I don't think she's gonna be like a fighter. I think she may turn into Muse and like Vanessa is her first victim. And
Ooh.
I don't think Vanessa may die. I don't know. There's this weird like obsession with Vanessa and her this season. And I think maybe Vanessa will be the first like Muse 2 victim, and then Daredevil shows up and like stops it, and it's revealed that it's Heather, and he's all like, Heather, what are you doing? You know what? I don't know. I could see like some drama there.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? I am not amused.
Heyo. They try to make us think that Sheila's gonna die at one point. Like she's in Fisk's office, and she sees the like folder of the ex police commissioner, and then Fisk, I don't know, fucking apparates into the room. Like I don't know how. Like I don't know how he's a big man. I don't know how he just quietly appeared in that room, but and then he's all like being super intimidating towards her, and I was like, what are they doing? Like we saw the Brand New Day trailer. We know she ain't dying.
Calling their bluff, huh?
Yes.
Fisk is silent but deadly. Just be real.
The last two things I had for this episode was I loved the fight with Daredevil and the AVTF at Josie's bar. I was like, I called it. Such a fucking terrible hideout. They found it like immediately. And I love, there's this one shot where Daredevil disarms one of the AVTF guys, and he takes the gun and he points it at them, and they think he's
Yeah,
gonna like
yeah.
shoot them, and then he just like grins like devilishly, and then he just beats the shit out of them. I was like, that's cool. I like that. That was neat.
I did like that. I like how much the clubs are being used
Mm-hmm.
for different things.
Mm-hmm.
To grab people, to pull them down, to drop himself down from a ceiling, to glide across the floor.
Yeah, that
Like,
was cool.
I love that stuff. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm. And then I just thought it was interesting that they went to Frank's old hideout at the end. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I wonder if he's gonna like that. Is he gonna be pissed off that they're like, he gets back and like, I don't know. It's like you put coffee grinds in the garbage disposal or something. Like, you didn't take the trash out.
What the fuck, Red? I wish we would see Frank this season. Honestly, like I kind of with Karen about the whole, like, what is he doing? Why is he not there? Like, he knows what's going on. He just kind of bails out. Like, that doesn't.
Yeah.
I know that One More Kill will explain this, and probably Spider-Man Brand New Day as well. But still, it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
Well, and also, like, with how many times his name has been mentioned too. I mean, yeah, it was mentioned in this episode and in the next one. Like,
yeah,
they keep name dropping him.
Yeah. No, I'm 100. Like, Frank. Honestly, the Defenders, Spider-Man. Like, again, what I mentioned last week. I'm not going to go back in the whole rant, but like, New York is saturated with superheroes. And it seems like the only superhero taking on Fisk right now is Daredevil. And it's so fucking annoying.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, we know Jessica Jones is coming this season. And 3 episodes in, there's no talk of her. There's no like seeing her, nothing. No even tease.
There was. So it is I missed it. I guess I was taking notes. But when I was like scrubbing through last week's episode to find like a clip for the outro.
Yeah.
They, at the start of the episode, Karen gives a file to Matt and she says, I got this from Jessica.
Oh.
I missed it completely, but
I did too.
I noticed it just when I was scrubbing through. I was like, oh shit. So I guess Karen is working with Jessica.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Cool beans. Maybe if I'd had closed captions on, I would have caught that.
It comes in handy.
Don't throw your hands up like, oh yeah, Jeremy.
Hey, I don't know. I can read them, but I don't know what they mean all the time. With Jessica, that could be a Jessica.
I will say some people on Reddit have pointed out that the closed captions are really bad to see. Like the things they are saying on television versus what is actually being like typed out. I don't know if they're using AI or something, but it's not matching.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there are some things that like it. I mean, it has the same meaning, but it's not the same words.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, glad I don't waste my time with that. Episode 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Scales and the Sword. I think this is like an action-packed episode here. All kinds of stuff going on. Matt's had enough. He gets the intel from the guy that they had hostage in the last episode, and he makes his way over there. Do what?
Said thanks to Karen's training.
Shut up. Yes, thanks to Karen.
She bagged her a big one.
Okay, honestly, since we're talking about it right here, I know we gotta get to Whelmings, but honestly, I think he wanted to get bagged. Honestly, like, and I'm not meaning like he had the thing for Karen or anything like that, but like, they treated him way too roughly, and he wanted to get caught.
Yeah, no, I think he's he wanted Karen to get caught. I think that's I'm trying to remember the scene right before he like points the gun at her, doesn't he? And then it like cuts away, and then later on we see that she's caught one.
Yeah,
kind
something.
of.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, I like that whole. Anyway, we'll get underwhelming, and then we'll.
Jeremy, what's your whelming of this episode?
I'm pleasantly whelmed with this episode. Like you said, there was a lot of action in this one. It was, and it was a good classic, like going in with a certain plan, but then like didn't quite work out. But then
Then it
obviously,
just goes to shit.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I enjoyed this one. It was a good episode.
Nice, Richard.
I wrote I was highly pleasantly whelmed because, well, like I want to say I'm overly whelmed, but like overly whelmed has to be like a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? And like there
Yeah.
were some
Yeah,
nitpicky things here, so I was like, you know what? I'll say I'm high pleasantly whelmed.
I got you. I could probably go with that as well. Like I wanted to say overly whelmed, but I was like, nah, I can't necessarily do that. Like it wasn't like a big showdown kind of
Yeah.
thing that like really got my nerd meter off the chart. But it was super fun when it got fun. It was super fun. So I agree. That pleasantly whelmed to almost overly whelmed. So some of the stuff that I liked, I mean, just off the gate, Daredevil breaks into the harbor, not the harbor, the dock, and this is where everybody's being kept. And he goes in there to blow up the arsenal so that the governor of New York can come in and like get rid of this whole Freeport thing, and it can go under investigation. And that plan gets tossed over because there's all these people in cages and Daredevil has to let them out. And this whole big fight breaks out. And of course, he gets Jack out and gives him some rebar or something. I don't know what the fuck that was, but he was hitting people left and right with it. And it was awesome. And then you had Daredevil with his billy club. He was hitting people left and right. And it was awesome. And that was the most fun I'd had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The prison break is the best part of the episode.
Yeah. And our lone watch came into play.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah. Where
Finally.
is that? I was like, well, he didn't find it in the ocean. That's what I wrote. Back to that, you're talking about Jack Duquesne. Yeah, it was like some rebar. And I like he was using it almost like a fencing sword at one point. Like he was like poking people with it. It was really funny. And then at one point there's like Matt shoots a steam pipe or something and pulls it down, and then so it'll blind the guards coming in and it burns them, and then out of the smoke a rebar just like impales a man in the shoulder. I was like, damn, Jack.
I liked that, and like the whole that kind of made me chuckle a little bit, but did the whole like something coming out of the smoke and like pulling him into the smoke kind of thing, and just the whole like to just see it everywhere and like screaming as they're getting pulled in.
I loved I think Daredevil shoots a guy with his billy club hook and it pierces them and he like yanks them. It was a nice choreography fight. They tried to do a like one take kind of shot again. I thought that was neat how they filmed it. I don't think it was one take just because you can hide edits through those like whip cuts. So like when the camera whips real quick, you can easily just make an edit and it's like hard to see. But still, it was neat how they did it. I saw a funny thing. I can't claim I came up with this joke, but they were people on Reddit. I think we're talking about how like those guards were fucked the moment they lined those cages up as like a hallway.
That's funny. Yeah, talking about the way that the scene was shot, it's very reminiscent of those hallway and stairwells and the things that like the Netflix series is known for in this episode, where I love it where they're just kind of painting around the room and you just happen to see like Jack taking on a guy, and then here comes Daredevil. Now we're following him over here, and I love that stuff. I think it's amazing.
It was really cool.
So one thing I thought was really cool was with Kirsten, the whole like where she got taken to see Jack at the beginning, and like they made sure to emphasize like the sounds and things that she noticed, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder how this is gonna be incorporated." Like where that obviously like it's pointing these things out for to set up Daredevil later, but I was just and I liked seeing that come to fruition there, like and actually seeing that kind of going back to like playing back with what she heard and where Devil was at that moment and that those
Mhm.
kind of things. I thought that was really neat how they did that too.
Yeah, I did too. Two things on that. Like one, while that was going on, I was like, you know who like this would be a great job for a blind ninja lawyer. Like
Yeah.
and then later on when she's recalling it, I was like, how does she remember all that? Because I would be like, I don't know. I heard maybe some dripping at some point and like some doves and like there was a musky smell, but like that's about it, dude. I don't know where the fuck I was at.
That was kind of my complaint as well, because I was like, there's no way I would remember where I was,
Mhm.
how far in, hearing whatever sounds. Like,
Yeah.
no way would I've been that attentive.
Mhm.
So I kind of wish that they had done some kind of a meeting before. Like he somehow knew beforehand she was going in there and
Oh
it'd been
yeah.
like, hey, look, I need you to like count your steps. Something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To make it more believable for me.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was still cool and I like the way that they shot it.
Yeah, it was cool. Speaking of her, when she meets with Heather, like before Jack's trial, and I forgot that they were like best friends because like she's the reason why Matt started dating Heather in the first place.
Oh shit, I forgot that too.
Yeah, I totally forgot because they were like interacting, and I was kind of like, why are these two interacting the way? And I was like, oh yeah, they used to
Yeah.
be friends.
Huh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I forgot about that.
she talks about where she mentions to Daredevil's partner. What's her name? I can't remember her name. You just said it.
Kirsten?
Kirsten. She says something, the men you're defending are dangerous. And I'm like, and like Fisk isn't?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't like Heather. Like they literally like there was a moment where we literally see her putting something on the wall and like a crack forms and I'm like, "Oh, she's literally cracked. Like it's
metaphorical.
See, when I saw the whole like hole in the wall, crack, all that jazz, I was like, oh shit, she's having a Kingpin moment. Because there was that whole like first season of Daredevil where like
yeah.
he met Vanessa over this one white wall painting
Mhm.
where he sat there and stared at the wall while his mom was getting the shit beat out of her.
Yeah.
And now she's staring at a wall she fucked up.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, like are we getting ties back to Kingpin here?
Maybe you could take it that way. I think it's more I don't know. She's seeing like the cracks and again, I think she's gonna become Muse too, and like maybe she wants to
Yeah.
like like she wants to paint over that, and like that will lead to I don't know something about that. I feel like she's going to like that's gonna lead her down to like wanting to like paint art with blood or something. Like it's just I'm telling you. I think eventually
I believe you, but I don't want it.
Yeah. So there's a point of contention for me and why I didn't like this episode fully. And they add some drama between Karen and Matt that I'm not liking at all. And it's the
Mhm.
whole like Karen wants like she's being a little too aggressive, I guess, with these guys, and she wants to maybe not necessarily kill them, but and Matt's all like, we can't do this or whatever. And I'm like, Matt, you run around dressed as a devil man, beating people into a coma or near a coma. Like, don't even start. Cause like he was giving her so much shit about her fighting the like AVTF guy. And I was just like, bro. And then later in the episode with the prison break, she shoots a cop and they like specifically show a shot where he notices it. And I'm like,
Right.
oh God, they're gonna fucking be like, oh,
Mhm.
you killed that guy. Why'd you do that or whatever? And it's just like, bro, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because like he also mentions about how like killing Kingpin won't bring Foggy back. And I was like, no, but it will prevent another Foggy from happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
But he spent all this time training her to not use guns.
is that it? Is that why he's not pissed about the killing part? It's just like,
Right. He's like, I've invested all this time in you.
Or maybe she's getting some side lessons from
From Frank.
Bullseye.
From old Frank, yeah.
Oh yeah, Frank might be better. Yeah.
One of the notes we see Daniel and Buck interacting, which is I thought was kind of interesting because we don't really see those two interact all that much, at least without Kingpin involved. And I just wrote Daniel knows his glizzies apparently. It was just such a weird like can I honestly say that the actor who plays Daniel, I forget his name. He's the son of a famous actor who was in Sopranos. Let me find it real quick. Michael Gandolfini is his name. So he's the son of
I was kind of hoping you'd stop at Gandalf.
no. He is the son of James Gandolfini from The Sopranos.
Mm.
But he looks like an Italian person that was literally made in a lab. Like he is like the most Italian person I've ever seen. Like I don't know if it's this episode or next, but he's like he made BB dinner. And like he's in like slacks with his sleeve rolled up, and he's got suspenders, and he's kind of like pudgy, but also a little bit like he has like a little bit of muscle to him, and he made this like really Italian dish, and I'm just like, and then he talks about like the street meat with Buck, and I'm like, I just wrote a note, made in a lab.
Oh man.
That's so funny. I'm honest, like I like the character. I don't like him, but at the same time, I like what they're doing with that character because I feel like first season it was just like, oh fuck, Daniel again.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like Buck, where I'm like, he's growing on me. Like, the more that I see him.
I gotta be honest with you, same. I could care less. I thought he was just gonna die that season. And he's kind of grown on me now. I'm like, okay, I kind of like him.
Seems like he's treading on thin ice though, because like he's got warned by Fisk last episode over this whole like propaganda against him.
Yeah.
And then he got warned again this episode by Buck of like, no, that's not, because he was like trying to spin it as like it being flattering of somebody like mocking or imitating Fisk. And Buck's like, absolutely not. No, that's not flattery. That's not anything. No, that has to be dealt with. And so, but this is also like Daniel's way of trying to like not really have to interrogate BB either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to boil down to him trying to kill BB. I think eventually it's going to come out that she's that person. And then Daniel's like, I've got to kill you because it's either me or you.
Yeah.
I agree. And honestly, I think it's going to be Fisk putting him in a situation of like, I need you to do this. Show me.
Yeah.
Because like we've done all the work to find out this is actually BB doing this. And so I need you to show me that you're loyal and you're going to handle this.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
The last couple of things I had for this episode, since we were talking about the prison break and I forgot to mention with the Punisher and stuff, but like there's a moment during the prison break where they finally like everyone's free, they beat all the people inside, they're outside and they're being gunned down by all the fucking AVTF assholes, and Then this giant ass monster armored truck comes around the corner. And I'm not gonna lie, I got super excited because I thought it was Frank Castle for a second. And I thought that would have been an amazing moment for them to bring Frank. And then it ended up just being Karen. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I knew it was them though, because Angela was. This is where we got to see Angela Del Toro in the White Tiger. She's got the medallion now. She has a weak ass costume, and in my opinion, anyways,
right? Yeah, like it's like CW level of like, I don't know. We'll just throw a white hoodie on her and say she's the White Tiger.
What are the cool kids wearing these days if they want to be a vigilante?
It's so stupid looking.
But, and by the way, she did get that medallion back from Kristen, the lawyer lady.
Yeah. Kirsten.
Kirsten. Thank you.
McDuffie, I think is her last name.
That lady. And they showed the key ahead of time. And so when the next few scenes, we see the thing coming around, I was like, that's what it had to be. And Karen got out of there and she started talking to Decane and was like, do you know how to drive this? And my wife was like, what do you mean? Does he know? You just drove it. Why can't you get in there and drive
That's so weird. My wife said the exact same thing.
Which it made sense afterwards. I said, oh no, hon, they have to go get back in their Land Rover.
Yeah, right? I was like, why? Like, one, they now know you drive a Land Rover. Two, I could be stranded in the desert and you couldn't give me a Land Rover. So, like, those things break down. They're pieces of shit. Like, I did not see the key, so I guess that's why. I don't know if I was like writing some notes down or something. I didn't see that key, so that's why I was just like, oh, I just saw a big armored vehicle and I thought like, oh, this must be Frank. And anyway,
it was quick and it was a very dark scene. And she like held it up just like real quick kind of thing. So the whole Land Rover, like you're spending all this time to lay low, but you're gonna roll around in a Land Rover, like an LR3 style Land Rover. And I'm like, really? Come on.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I really like the dinner party scene where, first of all, apparently Vanessa's trying to play like matchmaker and put Heather with Buck. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of crazy at one table there, lady. Right? Maybe you shouldn't be doing that.
Right?
That's a whole nother like Fisk Vanessa powerhouse right there if those two like came together. And I liked Buck's commentary of how he sees the whole like gala there. I thought that was really cool and really interesting, talking about the king, Kingpin, and Vanessa the Queen, and Daniel as a court gesture, himself as a knight. Like I just liked all that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was a cool moment for Buck.
What was the point of like showing her laying on the bedroom floor before going to the? I mean, it just seemed really odd to me.
She's trying to stay out of the window.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what it was. Seriously, I think she's having PTSD from Bullseye trying to kill her. So I think she's like, I'm not standing up. Like, I'm just laying on the floor.
Huh. Okay.
Even though that would not stop Bullseye.
No, well, that's what I was just thinking. He just ricocheted off of something or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, right. No, absolutely. I legitimately thought though Vanessa was like vibing to like maybe get like a threesome going on with Heather and her and Kingpin. I was like, what are we about to do here?
I know the way that they were like playing on each. I don't know. I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
I was like, is this HBO now? What's going on?
What at the end of the episode? So the whole point of Matt going to the dock was to blow up the arsenal. Like we talked about this already earlier. And of course, that had to go to the wayside to free all the people. As they're leaving, though, Kingpin finds out that everybody's left, and he decides to go ahead and blow up the boat, because this also gets rid of the people that were there to help the disposable men, the disposable workforce, to help bring in all the stuff. What do y'all think the implications of that are going to be as it comes up? And this brings me back to that whole like chess style deal of like Matt had to kind of like stop his advances there, and Kingpin like really hit hard on that one.
I think it's honestly kind of coming down to, like Kingpin has those, like obviously there were some vigilantes, like quote unquote vigilantes in that cell, those cells. Well, here comes Daredevil, frees all those people, the bad people, but then goes and kills all the good people that was helping get off all the stuff off the ship. So trying to just add more to that.
Yeah, this is Matt not having a good PR team. Like this is he's like Kingpin is 100% going to pin this on Daredevil and be like, we had all these, vigilantes imprisoned. Daredevil freed them and then killed a bunch of dock workers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I need Matt to up his game and actually be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's not.
Because I think he's just being more of a brute.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know. I was at the end of season 1, we were led to believe that he was building a team to take on Fisk. And so far, that team is just him and Karen. And I'm like, where the fuck is everybody else?
See, what happened was they went to Josie's, and then when they got there, they're like, oh, that's what this is. Fuck no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am not staying in a hole in the wall. That's not happening, Matt. I love you, but no.
Yeah.
No, I'm going back home where there's air conditioning.
There's literally a rat pissing over there.
Yes, I want a blind man leading me into battle. That's exactly what I want, Matt. Jesus.
But yeah, that's it for me, man.
Yeah.
Same. Cool. All right. Well, I'm excited for this episode 4 that's coming up. Like, especially just coming off this last one. Pretty hyped for that. I hope we see Jessica, because we've got 5 episodes left and that's it. So I really don't want this to be like she comes in at episode 7. She finishes things up in episode 8. Now we have to wait till season 3 to really see them team up again. Like, that's just going to be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. That may happen.
Yeah. That may happen. Just, your delivery was great.
I can see them doing that.
Right. No, that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm like, oh, I hope they don't do that. In the meantime, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's a night with a K, and you can find me here.
Awesome. Richard?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
Awesome. You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
It's me again, your favorite Mayor Kingpin, here to make a better New York.